Welcome to the Style Sports Hub, presented by UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics.
Well, welcome to the Sports Hub podcast, sponsored by UF Health Sports Medical Group Orthopaedics, Plaza Cadillac, Plaza Lincoln, and our friends at Warner Family Sports Foundation. My name is Scott Chevalier, and man, we have an interesting topic kicking off the year in 2026, talking about parks and recreation and tourism. And I have with me Ryan Ritchie, the Director of Lake County Tourism, and I also have with me Travis Rima, who is with Leesburg Parks and Recreation. First of all, welcome, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Happy New Year to you.
Can you believe it? It's
2026.
It's here.
I remember Y2K like it was yesterday.
Absolutely.
Thinking all the lights were going to turn off and it was just going to go black, and here we are 26 later.
Did you fill your bathtub up with water just in case there wasn't any fresh water?
I will tell you that I played a joke on my family. I went down to the electrical box, and at midnight I turned.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, and there was a quick scream upstairs, but we all survived. So yeah, 26 years later, it's crazy.
I love that thought. Just having fun with the family.
Yeah.
On New Year's Eve. What could happen?
Hey.
I love that.
Yep.
Well, I'm excited about talking to you guys. Obviously, I'm very involved in Lake County, but hearing more about parks and recreation, tourism. I mean, we talked a little bit before we even started the show today about tourism. I mean, I've been in Lake County, actually Florida, 8 years. Mm-hmm. So living in Lake County, starting in Clermont, and now going through Leesburg, and now I'm a little bit north of here. But still, the county's so big. I mean, there are probably a lot of people who don't even know we have a director of tourism, you know?
Right.
Give us an understanding. What does your day-to-day look like? What's involved in being a director of tourism for Lake County?
Well, a lot of it stems from, I try to explain to people that we are the sales and marketing hub of Lake County. Our job is to market the county as a destination. Our job is to bring visitors here to Lake County to enjoy all the natural assets that we have here. And I say natural assets because that's really what we pride ourselves on. Sure. That's who we are. We're Lake County because why? We have 1,000 lakes.
We do.
Here, right? So it's something, we work with our agency. We work on marketing campaigns. I have a staff of a few tourism marketing managers, and I work with them on campaigns that we have. I also have a sports tourism manager who is essentially a liaison. We have a partnership with the Greater Orlando Sports Commission. It's a regional partnership where we work with them on business development opportunities and recruiting events to the area, and I'm sure we'll talk about a lot of those events. I know Travis and his team at the city of Leesburg deal with some of those events that we have here in Lake County, but that is our day-to-day. We truly want to make sure that the visitors that are coming to Lake County have a first-class experience, and that's that's what we do day-to-day.
Yeah, and I think about coming to Florida, and you think about one place where Mickey lives.
Right,
right. And that's a lot of pull for a lot of people wanting to go to Disney World, Universal. But then you think about Lake County, and when I landed here, the first thing that caught my attention was the hills.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I didn't know there were supposed to be hills in Florida, and then I found Clermont, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
And then I saw all these lakes. And then I had a guy tell me in Clermont, he goes, oh, yeah, you can get on a boat and you can go from lake to lake. And I go, what?
Yeah.
Because I'm from Tennessee. So in Tennessee, you put in a lake, you get out of a lake.
Right.
You don't have a chance to go lake to lake. How big is this county and how many different, you already mentioned how many different lakes, but is that something that's a big draw that you guys get to promote to all the folks coming to Lake County? Say, look, you can go over to Mickey and you can do all that thing, but here is outdoor world.
Well, you hit the nail on the head, and I think where a lot of our marketing campaigns come from is we truly pride ourselves on the ability to come to just chill out and relax and enjoy the tranquility of the outdoors, that lake life. So we do, a lot of the emphasis on our marketing campaigns are bringing that, get out of that hustle and bustle and come over to Lake County and enjoy that quietness and stuff. So, yeah, you're right. It's pretty incredible. I worked in Polk County for several years, and we talked to that talked about that before the show, which is it's a county to the south. But when you drive into Lake County, I'm from upstate New York. It truly it is not Florida at all.
No.
It is hilly. There's trees, there's lakes. It is a unique destination that when you come here, you're like, wait a minute, this is not, it may seem like Tennessee too,
Listen,
right?
I see guys with camo hats, 4x4s.
Right.
I don't see surfboards on the top of VWs driving around like you would think. I mean, I thought coming here, I thought this is going to be really unique, getting used to this.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I pulled into a Dollar General and I literally saw a guy get out of a truck. He had a camo hat on. I looked at my wife and I said, we're home.
Yeah.
This is amazing that you have this type of just climate and just opportunity to do things in Florida that you wouldn't think about.
Well, and you talk about, being able to take boats from one lake to the other. And, I don't know if you've ever heard of these little catamaran boats. It's called the Cat Boat Tour, but people can actually rent cat boats and go from one chain, basically the Harris chain of lakes, but you can go from one lake to the other. And talking about that uniqueness of Lake County, Tavares is the seaplane capital of the world.
Yeah,
so
that freaks me out still to this day, to see a plane landing in water.
No, but we talk about boats going from lake. You could literally take a seaplane from lake to lake. You can have brunch in Tavares in the morning. You can fly over to Leesburg and have lunch at Ski Beach, and then you can fly over to Mount Dora and have dinner in Mount Dora. It truly is a uniqueness about Lake County that we're so blessed to be able to market and to promote to our visitors.
Sounds like a Hallmark movie. I'm going to start in Tavares, have lunch in Leesburg, and then I'm going to go back to my quiet suburb and just have peace and quiet.
That's it.
Here I am in Central Florida.
Yeah.
Travis, I mean, you with Leesburg, I mean, there's got to be some camaraderie between the two of you. I mean, you're one of the cities that when I came to Leesburg, I didn't know what Leesburg had to offer. The first thing that got my attention was just how beautiful downtown was. I drove through. I love towns. Being from Nashville, when you go to a town that has that just sleepy feel, you're like, what is this? It's the old school downtown. It still exists. I came into Leesburg and I was just blown away. And then I found out more about sports and recreation because my sister played college fastball for softball. Yeah. And when she did fast pitch softball, they came here and played. And I was like, I had no idea that we had. Tell us about Parks and Rec. What is Parks and Rec, first of all? I mean, I'm sure it's bigger than we think it is. What does that encompass here in Leesburg?
Yeah, so Parks and Rec, we end up getting our hands on a lot of different things within the city. So within the last 2.5 years, we added a special events department within our Parks and Recreation department. So the Leesburg partnership for years was our downtown event sponsor and group that ran events. And they dissolved, and we took that over. So we've gotten, in the past couple of years, have gotten a lot more involved in the downtown that you had spoke of through events. And that's where we kind of start to tie things in with Ryan's team at the county, where when you start talking about special events or sports tourism events, that's where we go hand in hand and partner together with. And so I think we built a really good relationship with that in the past 2, 3, 4 years, however long Ryan's been here. And it's just been something good that we build on. So we in the Park and Rec department, we'll run our regular youth programs. We're one of the few cities around that still run our own baseball program, softball program, right, soccer, football, flag football. We run those with our internal staff. But then on top of that, we recruit outside organizations to come in, rent our facilities, go through the sports tourism process, and bring tournaments and events into the city.
Yeah, because that's what I think about. When I think about Parks and Recreation, growing up as a kid, it was being a part of a T-ball league, a football league, something. I think we called it midget football league or something. Yeah. When you're a little kid, I'm not sure that's the right word.
No, they still do. Tiny might they call it.
Do they really?
So, yep.
But that was run by Parks and Recreation in the towns that I grew up. Who would have thought that you would see tourism and Parks and Recreation working together? And I'm sure with you, you're probably spending a lot of time with all the different cities trying to find ways to build pathways to market this.
Yeah.
Because of what they have to offer in all these communities. I mean, he's just talking about downtown events that, again, would be a great spotlight. I tell you what I want to do. I want to take a break. I want to come back and talk about that. What are some things that we think about when we think about promoting different things in Leesburg, Clermont, other areas that say, hey, you should look over to Lake County. This happens right here, and people don't know about it. So we're going to take a break, come back and talk about those things. We'll come back right back and talk to Travis and Ryan about more events that kind of work together with tourism and also parks and recreation.
Is pain or restricted range of motion keeping you on the sidelines? Get back in the game with expert orthopedic care from UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics. UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics provides robotic-assisted surgical joint repairs and replacements, post-operative care, and inpatient rehabilitation services, all close to home, right here in Lake and Sumter counties. And for those unexpected injuries, UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics offers convenient walk-in and same-day appointments. To learn more or to schedule an appointment with one of their specialists, call 352-323-5665.
Well, we're back with the SportsHub podcast. We're talking to Ryan Ritchie and Travis Rima from Leesburg Parks and Rec and Director of Lake County Tourism. So this is a great conversation about everything that kind of collaboration. I mean, the cities working together with the tourism department to attract other people. We were just talking about Bike Fest and just how large a reach that really has and how it's grown. How do you guys work together in that?
So we contact with Ryan and he helps us with some advertising funding. So Ryan can probably get into the goals of tourism more, but the goals that we have of tourism is bring people in, get them in our hotels, have them spend some money in our restaurants and our stores, and leave some of their hard-earned money here in Leesburg when they head back to where they came from. And so Bike Fest is for us is our largest event of the year in Leesburg by far. I think the Lake County number they came up with at the end of the Bike Fest last year was $43 million economic impact to the county. So when we had Bike Fest in the last 2 years, there was 97% occupancy rate at all of the hotels all throughout Lake County. So that's people that's people coming in from outside of the county, staying in our hotels, and then coming into downtown and spreading that money out throughout the county. So the metrics of how you calculate the impact of Bike Fest are interesting because a lot of people want to look at the city budget or
Sure.
a specific business or vendor, but when you look at the full economic impact that has in this region is really astronomical when you start looking at over $40 million impact.
Well, it makes me start thinking about what people might not understand is how does that benefit our city? You just said it. What it's bringing to local business and to a community, the tax dollars that are coming back here. And then I'm sure people, while they're here, they're starting to look around. They're looking at Realtor.com and going, hey, this is a cool place to live. Maybe I should check this little city out and see what's in Central Florida if they've ever even thought about it. That you guys have a greater impact than just the event itself.
Well, Scott, I think you bring up a great point, is that most people know that there's tremendous growth in this county. There's a lot of people that not only are relocating to the state of Florida, but they're relocating here to Lake County. And I think when, there's young families, older families that are looking for places to live, they look at quality of life. They want to go to areas where there's events that are happening. They want to go to areas where their young family can play in a beautiful park or go to an event that's hosted in that destination. So, Travis, he acted like he could have been the tourism director there with everything that he just said. It's like, do you want my job, Travis, or what? But no, he truly hit the nail on the head. I mean, let me just emphasize this. These events don't happen without collaboration and partnership.
Absolutely.
And this industry is built on partnerships and relationships. Sure. And so I can tell you, as far as I'm concerned, this relationship and partnership with the city of Leesburg and our other partner municipalities in the county is the strongest it's ever been, as far as I'm concerned, as the tourism director. That's our job. Our job is to promote Lake County as a destination, to provide exposure for Lake County and our brand. And at the end of the day, what's most important is that we provide a great experience the first time. Because I don't know about you, but if you go somewhere and you have a bad experience, I guarantee you don't come back.
100%.
So it's so important for us to make sure that when we get a first-time visitor or any visitor, that they have a first-class experience. Otherwise, we'll never get them back. And so I think, with Travis and his team and our team in the tourism department, we work extremely hard to make sure that when people come here, they enjoy it and they come back the next time.
Absolutely.
And I think you hit the nail on the head with the return visitor. So stepping away from Bike Fest, we partner with the county and Greater Orlando Sports for fishing tournaments. So we bring in national fishing tournaments into Ski Beach. And those will be nationally televised. They'll be streamed, and they'll have thousands of eyeballs on them. And if you're into fishing and you see these fishermen and women pulling out big 6, 7, 8 pound bass, you start thinking, what's going on down at the Harris Chain of Lakes? I want to go check that out. And we do see and hear of a lot of people that either saw the fishing tournaments online or on TV, or the men and women that are fishing in the tournaments leave and come back just to visit because they had such a good time on the lakes. I mean, the Harris Chain of Lakes used to be called where the big bass bite, and they're still out there and they're still biting. And so our collaboration and that returning visitors are two big keys of how we continue to make tourism better in the county.
2 years ago, I went to the Bassmaster Classic in Knoxville, Tennessee. You may, coming from Tennessee, you probably know that event. It is the Super Bowl of bass fishing.
Yep.
I mean, 140,000 people come to this event. And we went up there. We actually sponsor a professional angler who's born and raised in Lake County. His name is Tim Frederick. Wow. He drives his truck and his boat are wrapped in Discover Lake County branding. So he is literally a driving billboard for us. But him and I will go up there and promote Lake County as a fishing destination. I was shocked at the amount of people that know the Harris Chain of Lakes in Lake County, Florida, from all over.
Wow.
All over the world. And I think that's what people forget about, is that people know Lake County. People know the things that are happening here. I mean, I'm talking about people from Texas, California, Canada, Washington State.
Yeah.
And they would come to our booth and I would say, "You ever heard of the Harris Chain of Lakes?" In Lake County, Florida? Yeah, I do. I mean, it is
amazing.
Truly, and it's because of that collaboration with the city of Leesburg, the Greater Orlando Sports Commission. I mean, we've brought in, I don't know how many annually. It's got to be anywhere from 12 to 15 professional bass fishing events with bass and Major League Fishing. In the next couple months, we have the National Professional Fishing League coming. I think it's one of the first times we've ever had one of their events here. But it's that exposure, right? And when Travis talks about these events being on national television, we're not talking about, a basic channel.
Right.
We're talking about ESPN.
Yeah, national.
Right. CBS Sports Network. And so millions and millions of people are seeing. And with those collaboration efforts, we actually, when we're bidding on these events, we have the ability for those networks to create a commercial for us. So when you watch these events on TV, during the commercial, you'll see a commercial about all the great things happening here in Lake County. Yeah. It may be our commercial that we already have in the can, or it may be something that ESPN creates on their own when they're in town. So again, it's that exposure, getting our brand out and making sure people know what's happening here in Lake County.
Yeah, because it's in the name, first of all, Lake County. But then you think about it, how many of us go into a community, you're staying at a hotel, and they have that little kiosk over at the door about all the things to do in the area, and you grab all those things, go to your room, and go, what else is happening here?
Oh, right.
And you just start getting amazed at all the things that come together. I can imagine that, you guys work together. You must have a lot of collaboration with all the communities that are within the area that we come together. Is there a global calendar that you all are working together so that Leesburg's not putting an event on when Clermont's so that competition's not really hurting each other?
Yeah.
You're promoting each other.
Well, and I think Travis kind of mentioned this when he was talking about Leesburg Bike Fest, and he mentioned that the occupancy in our hotels are 95%. So I'll be honest with you, there is no hotel rooms on the weekend of Leesburg Bike Fest. So we try to make that effort of knowing what events are in town during that and making sure that we're not overbooking and overscheduling, because what happens is some events will end up going over in Sumter County to stay, or Orange County or Seminole or whatever, and we're missing out on that tax revenue. So, and when I say tax revenue, I think most people probably don't understand we're funded by the tourist development tax. So it is a 4% tax levied on every dollar spent in our hotels in Lake County. That is how our tourism office is funded. So I take no general fund money from the county.
Wow.
It is all tourist development tax, so, which is important to add.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that is a really important part for people to understand. As I think sometimes people get caught up in buzzwords where your economic impact, tourism, and they don't fully understand what that is and what that means, and understanding that your property tax, your sales tax, none of that is going to the tourism department. It's the people that we put on events to bring people in. They stay in the hotel and they get their tax out of from
those
hotel.
events.
Yeah, so it's not, like you said, it's not general fund money that's budgeting it. It is from tourism. So it's kind of that symbiotic relationship of we bring people in, they feed the coffers, and then it comes back out of those coffers to help out with future events.
What a great way to pay for it. That's fantastic.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, we're going to take a break. I want to talk about what currently is going on. What are things you guys might be working in Leesburg, things in the tourism department. We're going to take a break, come back and talk to Travis and to Ryan about what things are going on you may not know about so we can get behind it.
Luxury awaits during our season's best sales event. Now is the best time to take home a new Cadillac with 2.9% APR and $2,000 savings on our best-selling lineup of electric vehicles. Or take home one of our legendary gas SUVs or sedans, also with these attractive seasonal offers. Plaza owners enjoy benefits like 4 years of free maintenance, free car washes, and more. Come experience the Plaza difference today. Plaza Cadillac, across from the Leesburg Airport. Our drive to be the best starts with you.
Well, welcome back to the Sports Hub podcast. We're talking to Ryan Ritchie from Lake County Tourism, and also with us, Travis Rima, at the Director of Parks and Recreation here in Leesburg. And I guess in this last chance we have to talk, I want to talk about, things that are going on, what's coming, because you guys are always obviously planning. You're putting together events for Bike Fest, other things that are happening. Parks and Rec has their own things going on that are, for the young kids in the community. But it's much bigger than that, as we've all seen. And you guys, at the tourism department, I've got to be thinking about larger projects. Tell us something that's going on, some collaboration that you guys might be doing together right now that our viewers need to know about.
Well, we've been working on the Susan Street Sports Complex project for probably 2 to 3 years with the collaboration between the county and the city of Leesburg. And we've officially broken ground about 6 months ago. We should be opening up, doing a grand opening in August of this year is what we're looking at.
Wow.
But it's been a really interesting and fun project to be involved in. From just the brainstorming of what we can do to help the residents of Leesburg, but plus get a tourism draw at a complex and be able to sit and design that was really fun. So what we ended up doing is we're going to build a 6-field complex at Susan Street. It's an oversized multi-purpose field. So there'll be 4 oversized grass fields. There'll be 1 oversized turf field, and then and then another grass soccer field. And we're gonna be open to, you name the sport that plays on a rectangle field, and that's what we'll be doing there. So football, soccer,
so versatility,
lacrosse, yes, yeah. And we went with the oversized, and it's been called rugby fields, but I've been trying to kind of steer away from that because it's rugby fields because rugby fields are longer and wider than any other field that there is.
Yeah.
So any rectangle sport that you can play on these fields. Yeah. So we've kind of been transferring over to calling it a oversized multi-purpose fields, just so people don't get stuck on, oh, you're building a rugby complex.
Right.
It's so much more than that. To me it's a win-win-win for the city, for the county, and for our kids in Leesburg. We have 500 to 600 kids that are in our football and soccer programs. That is going to be their home. They're going to have a $10.5 million
brand new complex
with turf field and state of the art everything. We have a great sponsor with Phillips. Phillips Auto Group they bought a video board for us, so you're going to pull in. There's going to be a big jumbotron out there with videos playing. You can do replays on it. It's going to be a top-notch facility that they get to call home. 300. Well, not 365 because we're going to do tourism on the weekends, but Monday through Friday, all throughout the year, and then we're going to pull in the tourism aspect of it. We have multiple 7-on-7 organizations that are knocking on the door to get. They want contracts signed now, but we're trying to wait to see, just to make sure that we're going to hit that August date. Soccer programs, flag football, all these things. Flag football is going to be in the Olympics. Flag football is on the verge of making a big jump right now.
In the high schools, it's coming. Yes. And the NFL has a lot to do with that. Yep. They're pushing it too.
And I love to see there's a big push right now. You see a lot more high school girls flag football.
Absolutely.
So those things that we can pull people in from across the country to come in and play. A couple of the organizations we're working with, they talk about 1,000 people a weekend, a couple hundred teams of 7-on-7 football. 7-on-7 football is huge across the country right now.
And fun to watch.
Yeah, yeah, a lot of action.
So action-oriented.
Yeah, so that started as a brainstorming session, a phone call with Ryan at the county on like, hey, this is what we're thinking. How do we navigate this and you guys assist with some funding and throughout the process, it's a $10.5 million project. The county was able to give us a grant of $1 million. We got some legislative priority money from Senator Trunow, which was very helpful. We used some ARP money. We really pieced together the funding for this. And one of the things that I think is really important for the people in the city of Leesburg to know is $10.5 million project, $3.5 million of it is coming out of city funding. $7 million is coming out of grants and other ways of coming out of funding. So I lay my head down at night and think, we're putting $3.5 million into a facility and getting a $10.5 million
Talk about
project.
equity.
Yeah.
I mean, and that again, the secret sauce of collaboration.
Absolutely.
You guys working together from the county level all the way down to the city level, saying we can build something bigger together that's not just going to benefit the kids and the families in Leesburg, but Lake County.
Yeah, I think the key point he makes is the funding aspect of it, right? And I think from a tourism perspective, what's really important is that the funding, again, it's a $10 million project. We're only giving $1 million. However, people have to realize that is tourist development tax money. That is money coming from our visitors. Now, not only do we get to benefit from a tourism perspective to have sports tourism events there, but the community has to realize that they mostly benefit from that
that's
as
a
well.
win.
I mean, you literally have a brand new sports complex. Now, we may go in there every weekend, every other weekend to kind of mess things up a little bit, but it's for the benefit of the community. The community is going to have a brand new sports complex to enjoy. And
even in doing that, Ryan, I think about it, you using it on the weekends, you're going to bring money in.
Yeah.
You're going to bring people in.
Right.
Hotels, restaurants, they're going to be benefiting, just like at Bike Fest, by a sports complex that you're working together on.
Right. And that's what we try to do. I mean, when we bring events in here, it is our goal, our mission to make sure that XYZ event comes in, that we're telling them, here's the hotels you need to stay in, here's the restaurants that you need to focus on. And that's all geographical. That's, hey, if you're in Leesburg, let's pound downtown Leesburg. Let's make sure that we're supporting those small businesses, those restaurants in downtown Leesburg. That is our goal. That is our mission. And so I think our collaboration and our partnership with the city of Leesburg is second to none at that point.
And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, about 2 years ago, we had a meeting in the Venetian Center with all the commissioners, public meeting, all the commissioners, the department heads, and our city manager, and talk about let's make a top 5 priority list for the city of Leesburg for the next 10, 15, 20 years. And sports tourism was on that top 5 priority list. And so I think that just shows the importance of being able to bring people in, spend their money here, support our businesses. And so I love that we're building a complex that our kids are going to be used, but we love the tourism just as much as we like having it be for our local community.
Absolutely.
We have a great relationship with the downtown businesses and other businesses throughout the city. And like Ryan said, we're always promoting, hey, you're in town for softball, you're in town for baseball, football. Here's some places to go. Try this for lunch.
You're going to have downtime.
Yeah, right. In between games, after your games, here's a local restaurant to go try out. So we're always promoting to stay in here in Leesburg, come play, eat, and then if they stay in the hotel, or head out. So it's sports tourism or tourism in general is bigger in the county, in the area, than I think people understand.
Yeah, I'm jealous. I think about these kids having turf fields. Yeah. As a kid growing up, I had an old beat down backstop, that was made by telephone poles. Somebody's fencing they gave to them, and they're going to have a jumbotron to watch video. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Our baseball fields were limestone infields.
Come on.
Yeah.
Remember those days?
Yeah.
Everything is so different. I mean, it's just such a benefit to the community. The collaboration is just really remarkable.
I don't know if people understand. Youth sports now is big business. People will load up their kids and travel the country to go play sports. It's one of the few things that I felt like through the recession was recession proof. Mm-hmm. Parents are always going to find a way to let their kids be active and involved in stuff that they want to be in. I mean, I'm on my 3rd now, and my third kid that we travel all over the Southeast region to play volleyball now. We did the wrestling circuit, we did the baseball circuit. When you talk about the economic impact and people taking and spending money, I've seen it because I've done it. I've left my money in other places. Yeah, and so that it's important to understand tourism money and sports tourism isn't just a buzzword. It's real money that's coming in and out of the communities.
We talk about it a lot in the industry. The sports tourism industry, specifically youth, is a multi-billion. I didn't say million.
Yeah, I heard the B.
A multi-billion-dollar industry. I mean, so much that, again, it is worth more than some of the top 8 professional franchises, the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Giants. I mean, it is literally a massive, massive industry that we're just trying to capitalize here in Lake County.
Well, guys, it has been a joy.
I love it.
I could have a conversation with you for 30 more minutes
Yeah.
outside of here. We got to have you come back.
Sure.
My mind is thinking about so many things because you're hitting on some things as a dad.
Yeah.
The benefit that these sports play in the family's life, these kids, what it builds in character in these young people. And we have an opportunity for you guys working together to build a better community because of it. So thank you for what you do. We are certainly very excited about what's going on in Leesburg and having you there at Lake County to help us pull it all together to make each community stronger and better together. So thanks for being here, guys.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
That's going to be it today for the SportsHub podcast. I hope you will get involved in tourism and understand it's not just something that you go watch, that you can participate in. That Leesburg, when they come together with Parks and Recreation, yes, your kids can participate, but there is something for everybody. We can be a part of that. So on behalf of UF Health Sports Medical Group Orthopedic, Plaza Lincoln, Plaza Cadillac, and our friends at Warner Family Sports Foundation, thank you guys for listening. We'll see you on the field.
This has been the Style Sports Hub, presented by UF Health Medical Group Orthopedics.